Hello students, again a problem from Pathfinder book. This is for Olympiad and JEE Advance. And then this time this question is from the chapter Magnetic Effect of Current. And this problem is basically integration of concepts from 2 or 3 chapters. And that's why I have selected this question for you. Okay, so in this question we have a ring which is on a horizontal tabletop. There exists a uniform magnetic field also. That ring carries some current, and that current given in this question is capital I. Here it is given that the current is capital I, which is double of, it is given in this question that current is double of the minimum value of current which is required to flip over the ring, which means corresponding to certain minimum current, the ring will flip on the tabletop. But right now the current is twice of that minimum value of current. Okay. So in that case, we have to find the normal reaction force on the tabletop just after the current is switched on. Okay, so you can try this question and then come back later for the solution part. Now here is the solution part. First of all, I have to find the minimum current. First of all, you need to find out how much minimum current is required when the ring will flip. And before that, why will it flip? Okay, so there are certain logic for this question. Okay, so we will discuss them point wise. First part, since this ring carries a current I, and let's say this ring carries some current I. Let's say the ring carries a current small I. Now, if the ring carries current small I, then it will have a magnetic dipole moment associated with this ring. We all know that a closed loop, a closed path which carries a current has a magnetic dipole moment associated with that current. And that is obtained by the right hand rule, in which we say that if you curl your right hand fingers with the thumb stretched out, then the thumb points in the direction of magnetic moment. In this question, the magnetic dipole moment for this ring corresponding to the small I current will be in the vertically upward direction. This vertically upward direction will be the direction of magnetic dipole moment corresponding to this ring. And a ring having certain non-zero magnetic dipole moment, when placed in the uniform external magnetic field, experiences a torque, and that torque is given by, that is a torque by magnetic field, torque by this magnetic field B vector on this loop which carries a current of a small I, and that torque is calculated by the cross product of M and B, M cross B. Okay, and this torque has a tendency, this is the nature of the torque, or you can say it is the tendency of this torque, which tries, this torque acts in such a way that it always tries for the alignment of magnetic dipole moment with the magnetic field vector. So any loop which is free to rotate in the uniform magnetic field will rotate in such a way that its magnetic dipole moment M is aligned with the given magnetic field vector B along the shortest angle. What I mean is this magnetic moment which is in the vertically upward direction. So this is the direction of magnetic moment, and the magnetic field which is on the right side. The loop will turn so that M vector is aligned with the magnetic field direction. To do for this alignment, this ring, look at the diagram now, this ring will rotate about its diameter. Here will be the diameter, which is perpendicular to the magnetic field, and moreover, the torque, since it is the cross product of M and B, by the property of cross product, it is very obvious that the torque vector should be perpendicular to M vector. It should also be perpendicular to the B vector. So this yellow line will represent the direction of torque vector. That is the torque vector on this loop. And this loop will turn about this torque vector in such a way that the magnetic moment gets aligned with magnetic field B vector. Okay. So while doing so, if I mention 2 points on the circumference of the ring, and those points are P and Q, then according to the sense of turning, point Q will remain on the table, whereas point P will lift off the table. Q remains on the table, P lifts off the table. Okay. This point Q will have a tendency to lift up. Point Q will try to leave the contact with the table. Okay, because of the torque of magnetic field. And the moment this ring tries to leave the table, the moment this ring tries to leave the table, the force of gravity pulls it downward. Let me show you in the separate diagram. Point Q will remain on the table. Other side P tries to go up. The moment it happens that the ring tries to move up, like so, the force of gravity pulls it downward, pulls it back. Okay. So to flip this ring, the torque which is generated by the magnetic field, the torque of magnetic field must exceed the opposing torque of gravity relative to the reference point capital Q. Okay. One more concept is associated in this problem, that whenever you calculate torque of the magnetic field by this expression torque equals to M cross B, and magnetic field is uniform in the nature. I repeat, whenever we calculate torque of a magnetic field in a special case of a uniform magnetic field, then this torque is independent of reference point about which you are calculating the torque. So I choose point Q as my reference point about which I will calculate the torque, and that will be M cross B. This torque of magnetic field, if it exceeds the torque given by the force of gravity mg about point Q, because the force of gravity pulls it down, so that gravity will produce opposite torque about point Q. So to flip, the criteria to flip is the torque of magnetic field should exceed the torque of mg if calculated about point Q, which remains on the table. In the limiting case, you can put the equal sign, which is about to flip, and the torque of magnetic field will be given by this cross product M cross B, and the magnetic moment M itself is defined as current into area vector. So now you can say it is I, area of this loop is pi r square into this magnetic field, torque of the magnetic field, and it should be more than the torque which is generated by the force of gravity, that is mg. And since we are calculating torque about point Q, we have to multiply this force mg with the perpendicular distance from point Q. Okay, that is R. So it will give you small I, which is the current at which the ring will flip. This will give you small I. Okay, so this is more than or equal to mg over pi rb. So the minimum current to flip is mg divided by pi rb, and in this problem the current flowing in the ring is double of that. So here it is given that a current of capital I is flowing, but this current capital I is double of that current for corresponding to which the ring flips. So this small I current define the amount of current at which the ring will flip, and right now the current in the loop is capital I, which is double of this value. So as per the statement given in this question, I can write capital I as 2 times of mg over pi small r b. I can write capital I equals to 2 times small mg upon pi small r b, and therefore you can find out mass of ring from this expression. Notice here the mass is unknown. So from now we can find out the mass of ring. Moving to the next part of the question. Okay. So moving to the next part of question. Now, this was my ring. This was my circular ring in which point Q was on the table, horizontal table. And now if current is capital I, which is 2 times of small I, and small I was the current required to flip the ring. And now we have more current. Since we have more current, the torque of magnetic field will be more. So this is the direction of torque vector by the magnetic field. And since it is the direction of torque vector by the magnetic field, the loop will try to turn like this, corresponding to torque of magnetic field, whose magnitude will be its magnetic moment, which is capital I, into the area bounded by loop pi r square times b. Okay. At the same time, the force of gravity which acts downward will produce opposite torque relative to the point Q, and that torque of gravity about point Q will be mg over mg into r. Obviously, this magnetic field torque is more than the torque of force of gravity. So ultimately, we will have a net torque in this figure, and that net torque in this figure will be the torque which is given by the magnetic field minus the opposite torque which is given by the force of gravity, and that is capital I pi small r square b minus mg into small r. And now you can write mgr. Okay. From the previous expression, the value of mg will be capital I pi small r b divided by 2. Okay. So you can write down mg, and now you will have I pi small r square b minus this is I pi small r b. Okay. From the previous expression, mg and divided by 2. Right. Okay. And one more small r is here, so it will become r square. Or ultimately, you will have I pi small r square b by 2. That is the torque. Now, about which axis this loop will rotate? Look at the torque. Point Q will remain on the table, and therefore there will be axis which passes through the point Q. There will be axis which passes through point Q, and that axis will be on the table. And about this axis, the loop will turn. The loop will turn about the axis which passes through point Q and which remains on the table. And this axis which passes through point Q is actually the tangent of this loop. And relative to this axis, the moment of inertia for any uniform ring, the moment of inertia corresponding to this tangent part can be obtained by parallel axis theorem, and you can prove it that it is 3 over 2 mr square. That is the moment of inertia of this ring about tangent which is in the plane of that ring. We have obtained torque which causes the ring to rotate. We have got the moment of inertia of the ring about that axis. So you can use equation torque equals to I alpha, and now this time this I equals to moment of inertia. This do not mix it with the current value. This capital I now indicates moment of inertia, and then angular acceleration alpha. So now you can find out the angular acceleration, which is the torque divided by moment of inertia. Torque is I pi small r square b over 2 and divided by 3 by 2 mr square. That is the value of alpha, right? After getting alpha, we will focus on forces which are present on this ring. So again, a separate diagram. This ring is now rotating about this point Q, through about an axis which is tangent of this ring, like so. This rotate, the ring rotates like this, like in this way about the axis which passes through point Q. Center of mass of that ring will obviously go upward, it will move up. And since position of center of mass from point Q is at a distance of r, so this center of mass will obviously move up with an acceleration given by r alpha, right? Okay. And the forces which are present on this ring are force mg, which acts at the center of mass in the downward direction, and the normal reaction force which acts at point Q in the upward direction. According to Newton's second law, center of mass of any rigid object is accelerated by the vector resultant of all forces present on that body. Since the center of mass is going upward, it is accelerating upward, normal must be more than the force of gravity. And we can write down that normal minus mg, which defines the resultant or net force, should be mass times acceleration carried by center of mass, which is r alpha. And this value of alpha will be substituted here. You can substitute the value of alpha here. And then finally, you will get the value of normal reaction force, which is required in this specific question, right? Which is required in this specific question. And in terms of m, you will get 5/3 mg in terms of m. But since mass is unknown, you have to replace this value of mass. And this mass can be replaced by this previous expression. Okay. So from this expression, you can replace the value of mass, which is pi r b capital I over 2g. Okay, right? So you can replace mass as pi capital I small r b over twice of g, and then you will get the value of normal reaction force as given in that book. So I took this much time to explain this question because 2-3 concepts are involved in this question. One, that the torque of magnetic field which is calculated by m cross b is independent of axis about which you calculate it, provided the nature of magnetic field remains uniform. And the reason behind that is whenever the magnetic field is uniform in nature, the resultant force on the loop by this magnetic field is 0. And whenever the resultant force becomes 0, you can calculate torque by that system of forces about any reference point. That is the property of torque. Second point, the magnetic field will try to turn the loop in such a way that the magnetic dipole moment associated with the loop is aligned with the given magnetic field. That is the tendency, or you can say nature of the torque produced by the magnetic field on any closed loop. So while trying to align magnetic moment with the magnetic field, gravity opposes this torque. So when the torque of magnetic field overcomes the torque of gravity, the loop flips, it rotates about 1 point on the circumference, which remains on the table, and the axis of rotation will be on the table along the tangent of that ring, right? Okay. Try to learn these concepts from this question, and as usual, if you find any difficulty, most welcome to write message in the comment box. Take care. Bye bye. Stay safe.